Today was day 4 of the Ronoc N Roadtrip. I am Ronoc N Roll. And today was day 4 of my cross-country road trip, driving another 500 miles or so to Memphis, Tennessee. I started by getting up at 8 in Asheville, North Carolina, which was my first stop, and leaving at around 9:30. An hour into my trip, I realized there was a mini golf course that I needed to hit just off the highway in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Here are some of the pictures that I took of Mossy Creek Miniature Golf. The course was once again very well maintained and well laid out. The greens were gorgeous, and I once again got 2 holes-in-ones. By 11 o'clock, I realized I hadn't eaten anything, so at my first stop for gas, I went to a gas station called Weigel's, which I'd never been to. They had hot food in there, so I got a semi-decent corn dog. I'm taking my new diet very seriously. And I walked out of there with 4 new drinks. I bet you're wondering, what were they? Weigel's brand chocolate milk. Nothing to write home about, not as good as some of the other chocolate milks I've had on this trip, 6.5 out of 10. Weigel's pumpkin spice milk. It tastes like melted molasses cookies. I thought it was going to be bad, but it's very tasty, 8 out of 10. Tropical Thunder Hydro Monster. I found more of these flavors, which I had never had, and this one tastes like a more watered down orange mango body armor drink. If you know what that is, it pretty much nails the flavor. 6 out of 10. And Blue Ice Hydro Monster. This is kind of Monster's take on Gatorade's blue flavor, and it has a medicinal aftertaste and before taste. 4 out of 10. Besides drinks today, I also took in some new music, rounding out my Lake Street Dive kick with their 3 latter albums. And I excluded their EP because that's just how I roll, baby. From 1 to 5, this is my ranking somewhere over here. I love their overall vibe and soul-influenced sound. Rachel Price's voice is incredible. My only complaint is that the songs sometimes drag on too long, or they end up just melding into the same kind of song or same song in general. Maybe that's because I listened to them back to back to back to back, but either way, I'm glad I listened to them. I got some good songs that came out of it. I also listened to more of my favorite podcast, but if you are not caught up with what my favorite podcast is, then I'm not telling you because you should have watched the other episodes by now. Also, I listened to my friend Owen's new song. It's called This That, and it's his 3rd banger that he's released this year, so go show him some love. His artist name is OE. It should be right here. The rest of the trip was sprinkled with little bits of fun here and there. I almost got Final Destination 2'd by a truck tire in front of me, but all is well, as you can see. And at one point, the traffic slowed down to 1 lane, but that was because an 18-wheeler had completely fallen on its side. I'm glad I wasn't there for when that happened, but I did see it, and that was scary. I got to my hotel around 5:30 Central Standard Time, and I looked out my window, and I have a beautiful view of the Hernando de Soto Bridge and this parking garage. The weather was beautiful. Out on the street, it was very breezy, so I completely understand why they call it the Windy City. So I showered up, and I had a night out on the town where I found out that there's a trolley that cuts through walking traffic and everything. I almost got hit by it once, but I did get hit by it 2 other times later, which is why you don't see my legs, because I lost them. A 10-minute walk in one direction got me to Beale Street, which I will have more on tomorrow, but it was painted in neon signs, which is exactly how I thought the City of Lights would be. My night ended with me getting a classic Memphis dish for dinner, sushi. I'm excited to see what the Big Apple has in store for me tomorrow, so I'm using the extra hour that I gained from the time change to record all this tonight. Until then, I am Ronoc N Roll, and this is Acting by Sia. See you tomorrow!